Christ,
you're
bro.
lying to someone for fun and for sport, so it better be funny.
Right.
This prank is just weird because he drove several miles to a specific house, which makes me think he knew about this specific house. It had like the right signage in the front yard. It was nighttime. And he did all of this just to tell her, no, we're not buying, I didn't buy a house.
I said that thing about being a sensitive subject because if this was just like, it sounds like she's in a really like drastic place where she like doesn't like where she lives. So joking about that specifically when you're in the like heat of like not being happy with your living situation, that's where I'm like, it's really touchy to do a prank about that.
Yeah, it's also like sad. It's kind of, it's weird when you're like, it's almost like luring like an animal into a trap where he's like, what do you think of this house? What's that in front of the house? No, look closer. Like, and then it's like, psych, haha. Like, part of me almost wish that he like did buy the house, and when he's leading her through it, he's like, actually, wouldn't it be funny if I said no? But I actually did. It's all like, what if there's an update? And he did. Bye.
Maybe.
What the fuck?
I mean, because
What happened?
the thing right now is it's like, what did you want out of this?
Yeah.
Like, what was the goal here? Just to make her sad? That seems like that's all you wanted to see.
Yeah, like, joke's on you. I'm actually incapable of purchasing a home. Ha ha ha.
Joke's on us. This would be so hard because you're stuck in your apartment that you hate.
Aww.
Like, it just sucks.
It just sucks.
Comments. We do not marry people who are mean to us. Please tell this person you were only kidding when you said yes to the proposal.
Lol.
Someone said, that's cruel behavior. I wouldn't have been able to cope. In this economy, you might want to rethink that engagement. Tell him you were joking when you said yes. Bad people are using the prank craze to indulge their previously banned cruelty. It was fun for him to upset you. That legitimately gave him joy. Let that sink in. The person that you're tying yourself to for the rest of your life got joy from seeing you hurt. You are underreacting. The trust it takes to make a marriage succeed is immense, and your fiance is not trustworthy at all. Lastly, someone said, not overreacting. If this was a one-off and it just really fell flat, then I think I could let it go. But if this is a pattern where he often pulls pranks that are cruel, not funny, then I couldn't be with someone like that. He responded saying, first cruel prank other than an occasional jump scare here and there, and we both try to spook each other. I can't even fathom how incredibly unkind it was. I feel like, because with the last prank episode we did of this show, it was a lot of really cruel pranks.
Yes,
and
people don't understand like the difference
what is
between
your
funny
goal
and
here?
cruelty.
Like, what do you want to see out of this person? And pranks almost seem to be like a weird litmus test for like people, where it's like, oh, do you find joy out of people being sad or upset?
Yes,
Like,
some
is
people
that
do.
what you enjoy out of the prank? Because pranks have a lot of elements to it, but I feel like the ultimate joy is what you're seeking is for everyone to be laughing at the end.
Yeah,
But some people, it doesn't seem like that's the case.
I don't know, yeah, because he didn't think it through. Like, he said nope, and then they kept driving. They had a whole car ride after that. Like, did you think she's gonna go, oh, you f***ed me over, you did. So funny.
Oh my God, you totally got.
Oh
you're
my God.
Oh, that's right. Everything sucks. I thought things were gonna suck for a second. That's right. Everything's awful.
If I was in her position, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's right, because you can't buy a home because your credit is bad, Steven. Steven! Think it through, Steven. Tits. That stands for think it through, Steven.
Steven Tits.
Mini update.
Oh.
I posted this back around Christmas time, and you guys had a lot to say. I just wanted to come back and say that as of yesterday, the wedding is off. He started to show some very negative tendencies that lean towards abuse. Thank you guys for your support. This is not easy.
Whoa!
Whoa, what happened?
I think this is similar.
Can we
when
get
some
more
people,
like?
you notice a pattern that they find it funny when someone falls, or like, and sometimes it's really funny, but then like, but if you notice that happening over and over again, where it's like, oh, it's fun. Humor to you lies in someone else being less than, or getting hurt, or getting f***ed over.
Oh,
that's just a red flag for other shit. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like let alone the love of your life. You want to see them in pain. Like, sounds like she dodged a bullet.
Yeah, totally.
Imagine
I'm gonna
having to
take care of
sign a
that later.
deed with that go. Yeah.
Go.
Sorry, I've been saying go lately.
I love
I
it.
don't even know.
Go pop.
The editor is just like,
go pops.
the editor's like, I love that word too. That's a great word, guys.
Oh my God.
Okay, our next story.
Wait. Oh, I wanted more information, but I guess it is what it is. Okay, I need to pee. Holy shit. Huh. Okay? You're here. Don't butter. Oh. Thank you very much. All right. All right, time to finish this fucking circuit. Oops. Okay.
So first off, that first one was not really a prank.
No, and it kind of
That didn't classify.
it's because we've had all kinds of pranks at Smosh where it's like where where you literally have like a fear. And it's like, we're just gonna actually put you through your fear as a prank. And it's like, okay, so like what was is this because it's funny to who? And like, yeah, we've had all kinds of ones, and I think those are my not so much favorites, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube has had a lot of like prank phases. And there was the really famous one, this was like 10 years ago, where like it culminated in one of the prank YouTubers just like staging like that he was about to murder someone. And his friend was like, "Oh my God, you're about to murder me!"
Oh,
and then it was
yeah,
like, "Ha ha, prank!"
It was the Sam Pepper
It was just like,
kidnapping.
it's like, oh, okay, like cool prank, man. You just thought you made someone convinced
Have
they
you
were
seen
about to
that?
die.
This was Sam Pepper pranks these two YouTubers. What is their name?
Yeah.
Or like Sam and
I
Colby?
don't know.
I think it was Sam and Colby, and like they got kidnapped, put in a car.
What?
They had the pillowcase taken off. One of the guys, Sam or Colby, is like, "What's going on?" And they pretend to kill with a gun, Colby or one of them, in front of him.
Yeah.
And it was hysterical.
Okay,
Like crying hysterical, not funny.
because that's like bad. That's why I'm like weirdly defending pranks, because I'm like, good pranks are funny and not mean.
Right.
A good prank is also done with like understanding the person you're pranking and understanding the boundaries beforehand.
Right.
What we're seeing a lot on TikTok and what we've seen on YouTube too is pranks where it's like, oh, you're pranking the stranger by doing this insane thing to them in public. And oftentimes when things crash back on the prankster, they're like, it's just a prank, bro. But here's the thing. Whatever you're doing to them, you can't like call it a prank in court. So if you tackle someone as a prank, or if you touch someone as a prank, you're doing it for real, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's no prank element to
fake.
that.
Right. There's
But
no
I think
prank
people
clause.
seem to think like just because there's a prank at the end of this means I can do whatever I want.
Ugh.
Today's Reddit Stories is brought to you by ZocDoc. Have you ever tried to meet with a therapist, but they only have openings in the middle of your workday? Or drove over an hour and out of your way to see that one specialist in your insurance network? Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't have to settle anymore when it comes to finding the right doctor. With ZocDoc, you've got options. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors and click to instantly book an appointment. We're talking about booking in-network appointments with more than 100,000 doctors across every specialty. From mental health
Sabotage.
to dental health, primary care to urgent care, and more. Plus, appointments made through ZocDoc also happen fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. When I used ZocDoc, I was amazed at how easy it was to find doctors in-network, which was always a struggle for me, and why I'd often put off scheduling an appointment with the doctor,
wait.
because the process of finding someone that was covered was so agonizing, but with ZocDoc, it made it so simple. Stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/pitreddit to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/pitreddit. ZocDoc.com/pitreddit. Back to
Listen
the show.
music.
Oh, which brings us to our next story. This comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for taking my brother-in-law to small claims court for a prank?
Nope.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh.
This is awesome. Get Judge Judy on this.
Yeah.
I'm
I
already
recently took
feeling
my
it.
brother-in-law to small claims court over a prank he pulled on me, and now my wife and her family are furious. I need to know if I'm in the wrong here. A few months ago, we were at a family barbecue. I had a few too many beers and fell asleep in a hammock with my shirt off. My brother-in-law, who was completely sober, thought it would be hilarious to fill my belly button with super glue.
What?
Oh my God, my literal.
What?
At some point, I must have touched it because when I woke up, I had glue partially dried in my belly button and on my finger. We tried to remove it, but it was stuck. The glue adhered to my skin, and when we attempted to peel it off, it caused some tearing around the edges. Unfortunately, my job's insurance has a $1,000 ER copay, but I had no choice. I had to go to the ER. They used a solvent and an ointment to remove the glue, and after everything, I was left with a medical bill of $2,253. I asked my brother-in-law to cover the cost since he caused the situation. He refused. After trying to resolve it privately, I took him to small claims court, and I won. However, he still hasn't paid. This has caused a major rift in my family. My wife is upset, and her family thinks I overreacted. So, am I the asshole for taking him to court over this? Bro. Once again.
What the fuck?
So the prank is that you just tortured someone.
Oh, that's like literally
Like, what's the result? Like, you gotta, like, if you're gonna do a prank, you have to think forward on what the end result of the prank is. Like, that's kind of like the whole thing with a prank, right? Is it's a plan. But these people don't seem to have any sort of plan. They're just doing things in the moment.
Who has super glue lying around like that?
That's not easy.
God.
That's not easy to do, right?
Like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, his belly button, like, you know how he has those shoes that never come off? Like, what was?
No, that's really harmful to your body and your skin and your stomach.
Oof.
That's, yeah, it's not even fun to think about. And this guy, you know, hey, I'm picturing a guy asleep on a hammock with no shirt on. There's got to be some hair involved there, too. Some not fun.
Important point.
An added aspect to this.
God, this is, it's so f***ed up to, like, affect your body physically.
It's kind of crazy.
Also, like, super glue is, that's not like some chill little thing you just get out. Like, whenever I've had situations where it's like, oh, this thing broke, it's like, oh, super glue it. I'm like, oh, that's so much work, though.
Yeah.
Also,
Like, to just do it for fun? Oh.
like, okay, there's a couple things that are just like such red flags to me. Is like when you see someone like sleeping and vulnerable and you see it as an opportunity,
Yes.
you're a weird person.
I know.
Or you're a little bit of a not good person.
Not a good person. And like, I feel like maybe it was just the high school I went to where like there was so much education around like drinking and party culture that like never do something to somebody when they're passed out drunk. Especially when it's like, you know, you never know what could happen. And like, imagine if their family like, you know, you just don't want to mess with somebody and like turns out they died and now they have a glue belly button. Sorry, that's probably a little bit triggering.
No, but I just think just don't touch someone's body.
Yeah, just don't
I
do
agree.
it.
Unless you're invited to. My God, it's really not
Yeah.
that hard.
But it's also like sadistic that he went straight to super glue.
This also has me questioning, like, it's very clear to me, I mean, maybe it's not clear. This is a brother-in-law, right? So it's just like, I'm like, what is the relationship here? Like, how actually close are you guys and trust? Probably not that much. Like, he was willing to take him to small claims court. So I don't know if they're necessarily super tight even before this.
I think OP bringing this to small claims court was a bold way to try to wake up this person and be like, look how I'm not joking. This hurt me. I'm taking action into doing like
It hurt, but it's also $2,000,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
Like, if someone someone takes $2,000 from you, or they break a laptop, or they like, what happens if like your brother-in-law hits your car with their car, right? It's like, okay,
Pranked.
oh, sorry.
I would rather them hit my car.
Literally,
than
Sure,
touch my
something
body,
This is
right?
willful. This is willful, but it's just like, hey man, like you cost me $2,000.
next time I have a
So-
fender bender, I'm gonna be like, it was a prank.
It was just a prank, dude. That
You
is
and
ac-
we've
that
been
is-
friends since we got off the exit at the 405.
We're joking. That is some people's logic with the shit they pull.
That's just stupid.
The verdict was not the asshole.
Obviously.
Comments, not the asshole. I can't believe your wife isn't with you on this. Pranks shouldn't
Like-
involve the ER. Someone else said the easiest way to phrase it to your wife and her family is this: he acted like an asshole and got taxed for it. Maybe he will think twice about acting this way again. Also, for the record, any grown adult who does these kinds of pranks is too immature to be around adults. Put his ass at the kids' table from now on. Someone else said, not the asshole. I would definitely follow up with the court on non-payment of a judgment. I don't know what they might do, but it's worth a try. What's troublesome is that your wife doesn't have your back on this. While the
Yeah.
injury was minor, it doesn't make it okay.
Exactly.
Someone said, not the asshole. As a former dumbass with dumbass friends, we've done dumb and mean and not actually funny things to each other countless times. But even then, you ever actually f***ed something up or hit someone's pockets, you knew it was your ass to pay up whatever was fair. I'd call you an ass if you just ran to a lawyer and didn't try to work it out, but you did. He refused. So he's either a piece of shit or
Oh.
flat broke or both. Now, really, you have only one legal option left to
Hello.
get paid, and you took it. Tell the family they can pay if they care about each other's financial well-being so much. They should care about yours too. Lastly, someone said, not the asshole. Drizzling sunscreen in the shape of a dick is a prank. Super gluing your
Hi,
belly
some
button
serious.
is a soul.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Well
that's, yeah, being taken to small claims court for the ER bill is one thing. This brother-in-law is lucky they weren't charged with something. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
you know?
God.
Pranks that hurt definitely don't make sense to me.
No.
Like,
They don't.
causing physical pain to someone is just not funny.
Like, haha, I slapped you, pranked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
truly. Like, oh,
Update.
whoa, let's go.
He
Oh.
paid.
The reason my wife was upset is because her brother was going through a divorce and between jobs. Everyone knew he did it. He even admitted it. He blames his ADHD. I don't want to garnish
Bitch, I
his
have
pay.
ADHD.
The
Go
reason
fuck
I
yourself.
didn't try more to clean the glue off of me was because I have scars in my navel from gallbladder surgery about 3 years ago. My mother-in-law has offered to pay the bill, but she is on a fixed income, and I would feel like an ass for taking her money. Of course, I'm the villain, and only my sister-in-law is on speaking terms with me. My wife is only barely on my side. It was her that took me to the ER, not thinking it would cost that much. I figure blood is thicker than water. I didn't expect this thread to blow up.
Ugh.
Oof.
Wow.
See, it's so wild, like, him
L
blaming
wife.
his ADHD on not being able to pay when, like,
I think he's blaming his ADHD on why he put
pranked.
the glue in it.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like that doesn't make
That
sense.
That
to me
doesn't
at
make
all.
sense.
Also, yeah.
There's so many people with ADHD. They're not going around doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
You don't have to have
No, there's
Oh my
like
God,
a
they're- none of
scar
them
in
are
order
good.
for that area to be off limits to someone else's ability to destroy it.
Yeah,
It's
you
your
should
body.
just hope that nobody does that to
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
there is an unfortunate
Pretty
like
much.
I don't know how old this brother-in-law is, but like people like dudes in my generation, we grew up with Jackass and like
Yeah.
but it's like, hey man, those Jackass guys are getting paid millions of dollars to
They
do this to each other.
were.
They're on a full understanding with each other.
There is like a lot going on
There's
in that
a
show
lot
that we
going
don't
on.
know.
That's
Right.
a show that
Yeah.
they're doing. This is real life. These are people you don't know that well. Even your brother-in-law, you clearly don't know him that well. Don't do that to people. Don't mess
Yeah.
with people's bodies.
Yeah, like Ashton Kutcher didn't do that.
Yeah, and even still, I would rather have a scorpion pinch my little booty than have super glue in my belly button. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jackass reference.
So we have two not pranks so far.
Yeah.
No, no.
I think zero pranks
Oh.
have happened.
I'm just building it for funsies, really. I just like to see the total damage go up because I don't have a lot of good mods. Like, I really don't. Like, all the craziest mods in Warframe, I don't have them. So I'm gonna just chill with the one that I got, trying to make, like, cool combination, I guess. And that's pretty much that. Like, that's really just that. I try to do what I can with what I got, which is not much, unfortunately. Also, I'm just gonna use it for like some random shit. You see the best result with viral heat or corrosive heat? Viral heat or corrosive heat? You can mix those two? You can mix corrosive and heat? Or are you talking like instead of wait, what is viral again? Viral is wait, I mean, I'm surprised that oh, I know why I don't have like yeah. I know why. It's because oops. There you go. Now I have viral and radiation. Because of this one here. Although if I put this, no, it doesn't change anything. It's still cold. Now I have gas and magnetic. Radiation, viral, or blast corrosive. Yeah, I'm going back to this one. I guess the best one is gonna have to be radiation viral because it already has heat. So I'm gonna remove the charged shell. To have like, well, if I remove it, I have heat and viral, which is like cool, I guess. Wait, it doesn't give me the unique trait, but goes in for. I don't have another like. I don't have like I still have too much space. I want to fill it with something, and I don't have like a lot of elements. I guess I could add incendiary coat. What did I have before that? Healing. So what are you apologizing about? I guess I could put incendiary. Wait, why can't I see the damn thing? Ah, there you go. Wait, I'm not on a Corifel, I'm the goddamn Stephalos. Projectiles last 50% longer for each enemy hit. This one is not the one that has any kind of that's the Corifel. The Corifel one, I already upgraded it. This one is the one that has heat stuff on it. The Stephalos is about projectile speed. What about my this one? Oh yeah, I don't have enough endo to level it more than that. Like I really don't have enough endo, unfortunately. Otherwise I would. Otherwise it would be maxed out. But alas, I do not. Okay, wait, where did I put my shit? Cold, toxin, heat. Oh yeah, I put electricity for funsies. Oh yeah, radiation. There you go. I still have viral and radiation. Boom. And I still have some space left. Movement speed when aiming. Magazine reload when holster. I don't think the magazine is gonna do shit. But the oops, it's not the right one. Unequipped. 21 recoil accuracy. Projectile speed. Boom! For fuck's sake. Wait, can I still put it there? I don't know if it's really gonna make a huge difference though, the projectile speed thing. But radiation is gonna kill your build? No dot effect? What do you mean radiation is gonna kill my build? How is it gonna kill my build? I have radiation and viral. Otherwise, I would have put impact, but I don't have anything to improve impact. Oh, oops, I'm in Exilus mode. Like, I have impact status effect has chance to apply magnetic status. I think, oh, I could put a disruptor. Ooh. Impact is cool. I like the impact one. But, like, how is radiation and fire creates damage over time that is increased by viral? Oh, I see. Interesting. All right. Sure. See you around.
Not prank and one crime.
Yes. Okay, our next story. Let's see if a prank happens here. This comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for calling the police on my coworker over a prank? I, a 25-year-old woman, just started this new job as a front desk clerk at a hotel. I work the overnight shift. I usually have a coworker, a 30-year-old man, with me, but he never really talks to me. A few nights ago was my first night alone. At around 2 a.m., I noticed a person in the parking lot. You can see the parking lot from the front desk. The lighting in the lot is terrible, so you don't really see faces until they get close to the lobby door. The person was just standing there, not moving, for about 5 to 10 minutes. I thought this was strange, and of course it creeped me out. After about 10 minutes of them standing there, they moved. I guess to call the front desk because he moved his hand to his ear and the phone rang.
You know, it's bad day when your Titania on your team for Steel Pad dies every 2 minutes after being told to stay back.
I picked
I
up,
can
and on
confirm.
the other end,
That's
I just
sad.
heard 5 buried, none found. In a low
She should
voice, and then they hung
relook
up.
at her build.
At this point, I was terrified, so I ran to the back room and called 911.
Oh my God.
I explained to the operator about what had been going on, and they sent a couple cops to the hotel. When they arrived, one cop was talking to the person outside, and the other one was at the front desk talking to me, telling me that the person outside was claiming that he also worked here. I was confused, but I also admitted I hadn't seen the person's face, just the silhouette. At this point, the other officer and the person from the lot come in, and it turns out to be my coworker, and he was upset, saying he would have never pranked me if he knew I was going to call the police and try to get him arrested.
Dumbass.
I didn't go through with pressing charges, but I did tell my manager what happened the next morning. It's been a few days now, and I guess he had told other coworkers what happened, and now no one is really speaking to me and giving me a bit of an attitude. I feel like I took it a bit too far with calling
You
the
did
police.
not.
Am I the asshole?
Whoa.
Why are people the way they
What?
are?
That's insane.
This person who you've not talked to, you're gonna call them and say some weird, cryptid, freaky ass shit.
While they're on the job doing what they should do. Does that make sense? Like, it's actually wild to make this person feel like they did the wrong thing by calling the cops. When I
Right.
think if you're doing overnights in a hotel, you should report sketchy behavior.
Yes,
I'm gonna
yes,
keep it,
because
I
the entire premises of innocent people, and a phone call just came in
That's
alluding to serial murder.
Time to go into
Like, it
dailies.
would be bad
Goes
if you
in,
didn't
goes in
make
lurk
that
mode.
call. And now you're like, I shouldn't have made that call
Thank
because it
you
was
for the
a
like,
joke.
What did he think would happen?
Have fun
She'd
with
go
your
like this,
sortie. I also have to do mine.
"Ah," and just like run around.
And like her
then-
shirt falls off and it's a
Yeah.
fun movie.
That's
Your
also like
shirt falls off.
5 buried, none found is like an extremely weird thing to say. Like that goes beyond. I'm kind of shocked that once the coworker came in, she's like, "Oh, it's just my coworker." Once he came in, I'd be like, "Yeah, he's the killer."
My
Like, oh
coworker
my
is
god, I
Ted
think my
Bundy.
I wouldn't be chill yet. Yeah.
What
Ted
the-
Bundy style.
It's
yeah.
giving
hell?
like another non-prank. It's like, I think pranks are similar to what you said about jokes, where
Yo,
like
only 40% with all of
it's
those
like
shit
non-funny
added.
people say
Goddamn.
mean things when they're trying to be funny because it's easier to be mean than to be funny.
Right.
True.
And it's showing this where it's like with roasts, you could tell when someone's like really good at them because it's like a well-written joke versus just a
Yeah.
roast that's mean.
Yeah.
And like this prank is not well thought out
Alright,
because it's
fuck
just
it. I'm
mean.
gonna keep it like that.
what you're
Time to go.
creating to happen is just panic and fear, and that none of those are funny.
Verdict, not the asshole. Comments. Not the asshole. Your coworker was trying to scare you on purpose, and now he's angry that you did what any reasonable person would have done under the circumstances. OP responded saying, "Yeah, my boyfriend thinks that my coworker was trying to scare me so I would quit my job, and because it backfired, everyone is annoyed with me. Haha."
What?
Someone else said, not the asshole. If I were you, I'd follow up with HR and make a formal complaint. It's hardly appropriate for a grown man to harass a younger woman
Bro.
who is alone at night, no less, and terrify her for his own enjoyment. Pranks are supposed to be funny, yeah?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, additionally, to then
They
go
are.
tell the rest of the staff that she was the asshole in the situation and now has impacted her work relationships with everyone there. Like I think that's also, it's like
That's even
retaliatory.
worse.
So I think she absolutely should go to HR.
Slow
wonder what
grind to
story he
MR20?
spun, because if
Oh,
someone
honey.
was like, yeah, so I went out to the parking
got
lot
this.
so that I looked
It
really
is so,
creepy,
though.
and then I called her and I said 5 buried, none found. And I'd be like, hey man, I gotta be honest with you. I don't know if I'm with you
I know,
on this
I'm
one.
sad. I'm like, how does no one see through this?
I was at the bar just being like, oh dude, and she didn't think that was hilarious? Bro, women, I don't understand them.
So yeah, I took a couple laps around the parking lot, made her look super sketchy.
Yeah, I stood out there under the lamplight so that she could only see my silhouette.
Oh my
couldn't
God,
make out
I
my
was
face.
laughing so hard. She would have been. You guys
was
would have
really
been dying.
great.
I was like farting like a loser, and I'm walking around, and then
Farting like a loser. Okay, so
Yeah.
hold on. She says, a few nights ago was my first night alone. At around 2 a.m., I noticed a person in the parking lot. That means he was off work.
He called off work to do this.
He went to work when he was off work just to scare her. Can you
At 2
imagine?
in the morning?
Could you imagine? Like, there's no prank in the world where I would show up to work
Bro.
on my day off.
and scare a woman in the middle of the night. Oh, a woman in a vulnerable position trying to guard the whole hotel of sleeping people.
Yeah, real.
So funny. That dude needs a fucking personality.
Oh,
He was
God.
like, dude, it was peak comedy what I did.
Dude, I really hope she understands the fact that I have a crush on her. No. It's giving that. I'm like, enjoy your night off. Go play video games.
Last comment. Agree with everyone here so far, not the asshole. First of all, it's his night off, and this is his activity of choice.
Yes.
Bruh.
Take up knitting or something, bro. Not menacing women in the middle of the night, then being pissed about the consequences. What if a guest at the hotel had seen this? It doesn't matter if you did or didn't see his face. You did what you should have done in this situation, especially with the phone call. That's menacing, mean, and messed up. I've stayed at many hotels alone on work travels, and one time, late at night, I was on my balcony which faced a parking garage, and I noticed these two guys taking photos of me. I asked them to stop, they didn't. So I called the front desk, and the gentleman working that night took care of it by calling the cops and also standing outside facing the garage in the meantime. I was so appreciative, even though I felt bad about the cops coming, which I shouldn't have, and neither should you. My point is, as the front desk clerk, you're responsible for guest safety, but you can't take care of your guests if your own safety is in jeopardy. And regardless of whether or not you have in-house security, you did the right thing. He's an idiot and an asshole, and so is anyone you work with who thinks you were in the wrong. Again, as a guest, I'd hope that the people I call for help would do exactly what you did. If there's no harm, then there's no foul.
Woo!
But better to be safe than sorry. I fear what your coworkers would have done in the situation I was in.
Yeah, that's true.
You were saying, like, when people don't know how to be funny, they just go for mean. It's also like, she said, like, he never really talks to me. This is a guy who clearly does not know how to interact with women. So this is his only instinct. He's like, I don't know how to say hi to her, so I'm just gonna freak her the out.
I actually fear he's into her.
That's
and,
what I'm
and this is some
saying.
weird, like
Like you're in elementary school, and all you know is how to scare someone.
whoa, bud, wrong door to
Wrong
enter
door.
in. I don't know what you think you're doing. Especially what really irks me now, ever since we went back to it being her first night alone, really makes me mad because like
Yeah.
that's so scary.
Yeah, it's like real. I've seen stories of women who are like, I have to work the middle of the night shift at the gas station I'm at. My boyfriend is literally so nice to like hang out in the parking lot while I do my shift. Because you got to just be aware of the world right now, and like
Yes,
that,
you're 100%
that
right.
is a situation that he should be more aware of.
Right.
Yep.
Oh.
Icky.
All right, another not prank.
Yeah,
Crime?
yeah. Another prank. Another someone's rights being violated, but with a silly prank hat on.
I actually think I'm glad she called the cops because I'm nervous about this guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, who knows what he was
Right.
doing? He did show up to work on your night alone
That is crazy.
when he wasn't supposed to be at work.
The more
Yeah.
you talk
That
about
is
it,
odd
the worse it
behavior.
gets.
I'm
Yeah.
scared of this guy. If I were her friend, I'd be like, you should quit that job because I don't trust this guy.
Yeah, I don't trust
Bro.
him. It's like how going to small claims court felt dramatic to the person, but it isn't.
No,
It's
yeah.
just using that person's actions and being and like holding them accountable to their actions. Where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you like messed up with you hurt me. I'm gonna do this about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you scared me. I'm gonna call the
Oh,
cops.
wait, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, it goes back to what we were saying of like, he did technically harass her. It's not a prank. You can't just say it's a prank and that didn't happen.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you were in the parking lot being creepy, calling her, saying some weird shit about bodies. That is all just factual. You were
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter what the intent was
You
Yeah.
because you did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my paranoid ass can't go, like, I can't help but think, if he's willing to say some weird shit like that, who knows what he said to the rest of the staff?
Yeah.
Exactly.
She was
I'm pretty
trying
sure
to,
he
begin the
lied.
serial killer era, and then she just like ruined it.
What do you mean 5 buried, none
Oh my
found?
fucking god.
Bodies.
I
But,
know,
like,
no, I get it, but like none
It's
found.
just weird.
Like the bodies disappeared?
He's saying no
Like,
one
I
knows
buried
they're
5 and none of them
5
were
buried
found.
and
What the
none were
fuck?
found.
Why am I made
don't
of
know.
fucking jello?
I'm not gonna try
We
to
should
figure
give
this guy
notes.
out.
Yeah, honestly, we could do some punch-ups.
Yeah. Okay. Our next story. Am I the asshole for being furious with my pregnant wife over a prank?
Whoa.
Depends.
It
What
was a
did she
balloon.
do?
Oh,
Just kidding. Psych prank, guys. Okay. I'm a 31-year-old man. I've been with my wife, Lisa, since college, and she's currently 7 months pregnant with our first baby. My wife, Lisa, is witty and likes to play jokes on me. For example, she likes to pass off fake facts and stories as real and see if I'll believe them.
Yeah.
Lisa was a theater kid, and so she's great at acting and selling these stories. I used to fall for her pranks all the time since I'm gullible and she's so convincing. However, now that I've been with her for so many years, I can typically tell when she's messing with me. She's upped the antics over the years, so she can occasionally get me to believe one of her jokes. Today, when I got home from work, Lisa had tears in her eyes and told me she needed to talk to me about something. I was seriously worried and sat down with her immediately. I asked what was wrong several times, and she kept saying it was hard to talk about, and she was terrified I'd leave her.
oh.
I
Oh,
kept
boy.
pressing, and she told me she had an affair with her boss several months ago and wasn't sure if the baby was mine.
Oh no.
Oh, hell
I
no.
asked if she was serious, and she said she was 100% serious and started crying even harder.
What?
Miss.
I got up, started
Thing.
pacing, and tried to gather my thoughts. After a few minutes, Lisa bursted into laughter and said she was just joking.
Girl.
I was furious. I said
Girl.
it wasn't funny in the slightest to make jokes about cheating and the child not being mine. Lisa then said she was a bit offended that I believed that specific prank and not several others. She said she couldn't believe I actually thought she'd cheat on me. She then got teary and asked why I didn't trust her.
Okay, so the tears are real now.
I asked why I would trust her after she pulled that prank on me, managed to cry telling me about it, and continued with the prank even though I was visibly upset. Lisa said it was harmless and I was blowing things way out of proportion. She continued to ask why I didn't trust her, and I told her I needed some space. I ended up going to a speakeasy, a bar.
Let's go.
Did he cheat?
I ended up going to a speakeasy and have been away from the house ever since,
Okay.
even though Lisa has called several times. I know it was a prank, but I think this joke went way too far, especially with the tears. I
Bruh.
also was clearly upset, as anyone would be, and she should have stopped it as soon as she realized I was actually falling for it. Usually Lisa's jokes are funny, but this one really got to me for some reason. Am I
Because
the
maybe she
asshole, and
wasn't
am I
lying about it?
overreacting? I feel bad because she's very pregnant with my child, and I don't want to stress her out, but I need space right now.
You don't want to stress her out, but
Ah,
she's okay with
poor
stressing you out.
guy.
Dude, what?
I cannot believe she called it harmless. When
That
she
is a
literally
crazy
watched
thing
the
to say.
harm happen
And then you
in
can't
front of her.
you can't twist it around and be like, I'm so mad you'd believe
What
me.
to do next?
Right, he knows she's a prankster. He says, "Are you serious?"
Du
And she says,
circuit.
with tears in her eyes, "I'm 100% serious." What isn't too far?
Okay, I have a crazy idea. What if she's not lying?
That's what I'm thinking.
I'd kind of be in that
Because
headspace.
this to me is insane. This is to me like, I'm like, how unfunny can people think they are? Like that's no part of that is funny. That's why I'm like, there must be a reason why she did this.
That's so intense.
With the
It would
tears.
make more sense to me if she f***ed her boss
If
and
she
did
actually
this.
cheated,
Right.
Then
and
if she thought this would make him lol.
like she did it, saw the like, and then kind of got cold, like was like, oh, I can
Yeah.
fix this immediately.
And she had an out of body like fear tactic and just pivoted.
Yeah, and I know hormones can be like all over the place when you're pregnant and stuff, but this felt like such a premeditated
Yeah.
situation, and the fact that she was crying even harder during the prank, and then
Bruh.
when he's clearly upset, then she switches it up, and then when he's upset, she's now crying in real life. Like, how can you trust anybody? Like
I don't love the setup of a prank of just like I told you a lie.
Right.
Well, here's the thing.
I'm like, that's
Here's
not-
the thing.
What the hell is that?
Here comes Mrs. Prank defending the pranks. Not this prank. I'm not defending. Okay. What I'm going to say is, in defense of good pranksters, sometimes it can be really funny. I thought when you and Spencer made Amanda believe, Fred, you know what I mean? Like when you sometimes make
the
I don't
Five
know.
Nights at Freddy's meeting.
I don't want to do a lie and make all lies okay, but like when this story started, I thought it was similar to what me and my brother did with my mom. Was every time we used to travel as kids, we would like, my brother would be like, "Oh yeah, that's Constantinople," and it's like some other statue, and. But what it turned into is my mom looking at us and us trying to do it without laughing, and it being like a moment, right? But it's like what the context of the lie is about. If it's about your partner, if it's about anything serious,
Right.
like me and my brother made my mom believe that like all the Fanta girls actually represented the flavors in like they were like like you know just like funny stuff. Like making Amanda believe that Five Nights at Freddy's is based off of something real was funny.
Yeah, I guess once again, it's thinking about the long term of it.
Yeah.
And talk about harmless. Like, okay, we knew that Amanda didn't know what Five Nights at Freddy's was, which is such a gift. And so it's like if we can convince her this is a true crime, like real story, that'll be fun. It's also on camera, like this is us doing it.
And you're
we
also
are
kind of being
entertaining.
silly.
And it's low stakes.
It's low stakes, but I'm also like, this is our job. We're technically at work where our job is to be silly.
No, for sure.
So I'm like, when it's real life.
And when you cry.
So it's.
And you guys
Yeah.
don't, you know, it's not like you guys have had this long history of like you lying to Amanda. Like it began there.
Well,
there
the stakes are
there's
so-
trust.
That's what I'm saying, is like-
what we're saying on a podcast, the stakes are so low.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, oh yeah, well none of this really matters. Whereas in real life, in
Yeah,
a
exactly.
relationship,
That's
oh
why
my God.
it's just not that black and white. Being like there are ways that you could do this with like care and humor and just rooted in friendship.
Yeah, like for a second I was like, oh, is she gonna like say their baby has an extra ear? or
Me too.
something?
But she's gonna be like, this whole time it was gas.
Yeah, like oh yeah, like something like that. I thought because
Also, it's just like with this prank, and she was so desperate to make him feel this. It's like, hey, I want you to experience trauma.
really,
Like,
truly,
hey, that's what I want. Like, it's funny, because I see what you're saying and I agree. It's funny if it's just like, I'm gonna make you believe this stupid
Something really
thing.
silly.
Like, it's silly and it's just like a fun
doesn't
reveal.
infringe upon
This
you.
isn't.
But
this is not.
this is intense.
This is something that could so happen. This person obviously isn't on Reddit enough. This happens all the fucking time.
Also, yeah, there's no way to actually prove definitively that you weren't lying. It's funny if it's like, oh, Five Nights at Freddy's is a true crime story.
Yeah.
No, here it's not. It's a video game, and we're gonna play it now, so
Or
you
like,
can see
Mom,
it's
that's
a
not
video game.
Constantinople. That's Statue of Liberty.
It says it right there on the
Like,
statue.
yeah.
Whereas this, it's like,
Just cheating allegations for fun.
it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
oof,
man,
on yourself?
How do you prove that now?
100%.
Yeah.
Because I'm with you, where I'd now be like,
Like she started seeing his reaction and was like, "Oh shoot, I shouldn't tell him actually," and thought maybe she could get away with it by calling it a prank.
Like what a
Probably.
funny joke to just be a sketchy partner.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
verdict is not the asshole. Comments, not the asshole. The worst part about this to me isn't even the prank. It's that after the prank, she sees you are upset, and instead of
Yes.
apologizing, she blames you for believing her and begins to question you. Also, just remember, she can make herself cry, so don't let tears fool you anymore. Ooh. Someone else said, not the asshole. The reason cheating ends relationships is for the same reason lying does. It breaks the trust in the relationship. She may not
Yes.
have a pattern of cheating, but she does have a long pattern of lying.
Yep.
And that's why you didn't trust her enough to immediately reject the idea she cheated on you. She's the one who has deliberately eroded the trust in your relationship for laughs over the years. Of course you don't trust her. She's made an effort to convince you not to trust her. How do you even know which part she's lying about this time? Maybe it was just a prank. Or maybe she really did cheat, but then she pretended it was a prank when she started to doubt that you would forgive her. I think at this point you might want to consider couples counseling to see if it's possible to rebuild the trust between you. You can't have a stable relationship without trust, and it's clear that you justifiably don't trust her enough for a stable relationship. Lastly, someone
Jesus.
said, not the asshole, sorry, but jokes are meant to be funny, and this, if a joke was just cruel. Messing around with your unborn child's paternity, then gaslighting you for believing she wouldn't stoop that low to joke about it is a serious red flag. Whether you admit it to yourself or not, you will always have a doubt in the back of your mind about the baby's paternity.
Yeah.
So I would demand a DNA test to alleviate your doubts, and if your wife is upset, remind her she created the situation by trying to be funny. She crossed so many boundaries and really needs to grow up and stop with her hysterically funny pranks.
Yeah, it's a scary joke, you know, like I would feel bad even trying to say those words to you. Like that's just so wrong. So like
Bro.
the fact that she was so comfortable to commit so hard to supposedly if this is a prank, it's like I don't know, there's some you need to be more empathetic to your partner.
It's kind of like the other pranks that we've read today, where I'm like, what's the what you you wanted to make them feel horrible.
Yeah, also in bringing the baby into it and being like, I don't know if the baby's yours.
I know.
That
It's
is
wild.
the legacy length version of the prank where it's like, oh, this doesn't just impact our relationship, it actually changes the dynamic of your child potentially. Like,
Yep.
whoa.
And
heavy.
I think we all know with this lady as well with all the other pranks here is if he did something of this caliber to her,
Yep.
I don't think she'd forgive him. You know she would not be able to handle it. In fact, he should be like, I'm divorcing you. And they should get
Just
all the way to
kidding.
the process and then be like, prank.
Right?
He
Okay,
should
maybe
show
not.
the papers and it just says pranked on it.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And you know she'd be pissed.
Yeah.
He draws like a little happy face and a penis on the signed line. Right.
Right.
Pranked.
But it's also like he literally is like, I don't want to stress her out because she's pregnant. Like, he can't prank her back. That'd be messed up. You can't prank a pregnant person. You kidding me?
Yeah.
Weird. There's so many other funnier things. to
So many, like literally third ear. You can have that one. My baby has 11,000 toes. So funny.
The doctors at the delivery room are like, there's no baby. I'm just kidding. Here he is.
Imagine a baby with
Pranked?
11,000 toes.
Oh, a banana!
11,000 toes on a baby. Whole foot is just toes.
do. 11,000.
Toes.
Okay, Tito, what the fuck, bro?
In the middle of her giving birth, they do the clown thing where it's just a bunch of like rope and stuff. They're like, whoa!
It's like, here comes one. Here's another.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
50 babies. Just kidding.
Howie Mandel.
There you go.
This one comes from the relationship subreddit. This is a 24-year-old man. He writes, my girlfriend, who's 24, went
Okay,
way too
Tito,
far
hide.
pranking her male friend, who's also 24, and now I'm wondering if the pranks
Jesus
are
Christ, bro.
flirtation after
Leave my
all.
feet alone.
Oh, no.
My girlfriend of 2 years has had this male friend for a while. His name is Declan, and I'm not his biggest fan, but I didn't want to impede on the friendship. She told me last week that Declan pranked her by calling her up and pretending to be Jack Nicholson with one of those soundboards, so she wants to get him back. So as a joke, the next time we were over at his place, she used his landline to call a sex hotline that charged by the minute and then just left the phone there.
Oh,
Declan
God.
charged like $200 for it. So Declan strikes back at her again. At this point, they're still just being goofy, and I don't really mind. He comes over to her place for a party she was throwing, then hides this creepy decapitated doll in her closet. She finds it, freaks out, but then laughs it off. Now she wants to prank Declan even harder.
Oh,
She
boy.
knows he's scared of clowns.
Uh-oh.
So she made a giant papier-mâché clown statue that is hollow on the inside. She wanted to put it in his house. Apparently his roommate will let her in or something. Then hide in it all night and pop out of it as soon as he noticed.
Ooh.
I tell her this seems a little extreme, but she does it anyway. Fast forward to that night. I got a call from my girlfriend because apparently Declan punched her in the face
Well,
as soon as he saw her pop out of the clown.
Bruh.
Totally as a knee-jerk reaction because he didn't know it was her. Her nose wound up getting broken and she had to go to the hospital. Now she's fine, although she is still wearing a splint. But she wants to continue pranking
Oh,
Declan.
hello?
At this point, should I put my foot down? She is actually getting injured, and it makes me wonder if she just likes being around him so much
Yeah.
that she is using the pranks as an excuse.
I don't know if
We've
it's-
read other pranks that have fallen under that same category, where it's a partner being uncomfortable with like their partner and their friend like pranking each other, but it gets to the point where they're like going into each other's apartments and like leaving things and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, this is really intense.
Hearing a paper mache clown I'm like,
I'm like, buy her dinner.
And she got
big enough
in it.
to get inside.
Bruh.
So she's going to perfectly make this to get inside. This roommate's gonna perfectly let her in, and she's gonna perfectly get into the closet and wait overnight to jump out. I do wonder if this story is real.
But
like,
her nose was
that's a
broken.
lot.
It's a lot of effort. These are also, you know, this is very specific stuff.
She may as well just paint it and dress like a clown.
Like it's giving like, oh, you can't really. There's a lot of like energy here and know where to put it.
Right. Shouldn't it be his turn to prank back? Because she got him.
Yeah. Or no, he left the decapitated doll.
But then
in the
she did
closet.
then she did the clown.
So he punched her. But like
The punch wasn't the prank, so it's the prank ball's in his prank court.
Yeah.
But she's just
But she
down.
wants to keep going.
She's just down for the prank battle to keep going.
After getting her nose broken.
I
Yeah.
think she just wants to keep hanging out with him, and they both don't
I think
feel.
so, too.
They feel like it's a fun like way to do it that
Pursuit.
doesn't make you feel vulnerable.
So
Yeah. This is this is this girl's boyfriend writing this
and
this
he's
story.
already like not a huge fan of this guy friend.
Yeah.
Oh, to me, that's a little.
And I'm not as big as his name is Declan. I'm not his biggest fan, but I didn't want to impede on the friendship. So it just there's red flags around
Yeah.
here.
Definitely some red
Yeah.
flags, but I don't
I
know
would
if it's
feel
because
weird
she's
if, like,
cheating.
yeah, they
I
go
think
to
they're
each
just
other's
weird.
homes.
No, I would feel
Like he
super
came during
weird.
a party. She came to his home when no one was home. It's like we're getting real comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think pranks are just they're like a. It's like heavy joking, and it's heavy like between them. Like I don't know.
tension.
It's a lot of like.
This clown one's intense too. It's like, hey, I'm gonna go over to this guy's house. I'm gonna hide in his room
Yeah.
overnight. It's
Yeah.
like, okay.
She
Yeah.
had a sleepover.
Oh my god. Okay, so I just thought of the funniest prank. What if I f him?
Yeah.
What if we fuck? And like, that'd be so silly.
It's crazy. Like I don't have a crush on him, but it would be a
And
funny
like,
prank
but
if
like,
I did.
if we go and I'm like, hey, let's have sex, and he's like, all right, let's have sex,
Yeah.
and we have consensual sex, and we both love it. And then what if we like also date? All right, comments. Well, your girlfriend is an adult, so no, don't put your foot down, but you can say, hey, you got hurt, maybe it's time to call it a truce.
Right?
It does sound kind of flirty to me. Did she pay him for the sex line calls, by the way? Because she totally should have. OP said no, he told her it was fine and hilarious, and he didn't ask her to pay him back. He also paid for her hospital bills after he punched her in the face.
Chivalry then.
It's just getting.
Can I also say the sex line thing is also interesting because these pranks are also like treading a
That's a
line of like
tone.
sexual things.
Yeah.
It does feel like there's a lot of repressed feelings that they can't just
Yeah.
say to
Yeah,
each other.
choosing a sex line was, I was like, huh.
Yeah.
That's a choice, I guess.
As
And he
someone
was like, "Don't worry, I paid the bill. They gave me a great coupon back, and I actually love them."
Someone said, as someone who loves pranks, I have definitely started prank wars with guys I like as an
Yeah.
excuse to flirt with them. I have also pranked male friends of mine with
Fucking
absolutely
hell.
no desire to bang them. So I don't think anything in the post is evidence enough to prove that she wants to cheat. This sub is really suspicious of friendships outside of relationships, but I don't think that suspicion is always warranted. You can't put your foot down in that you can't tell her what to do, but you can at least ask for some insurance. She sounds competitive and like she doesn't want to get beat. So that may be why she wants to continue the pranks even after she got hurt.
Yep.
Continuing shows she's tough and not scared in her mind. That prideful mindset can be hard to get over, but explain that you're worried about her and worried about how this is escalating. You can ask her what the hell she's getting out of this that's worth getting her nose broken. Maybe that will at least make her pause and think about her motivations. Lastly, someone said her friendship with this guy seems inappropriately close, but I have to admit, that clown costume sounds impressive. If you do break up with her, ask her to teach you some paper mache skills first.
Please teach me paper mache.
Please put Arasha in a paper mache class.
Class.
Update number 1.
Oh, there's multiple.
Okay.
They're gonna break up.
Oh, shit.
They're at this speakeasy. Update: we're both in paper mache.
Paper mache.
Didn't think I'd have to do an update so soon after posting my original post, but here goes. I talked to my girlfriend about Declan, and I told her that the pranks are getting dangerous, and she is unreasonably close to a guy she's only known for such a short amount of time. She refers to him as her brother and her BFF, but it's literally been 5 months.
Brother and BFF.
Yeah, and they've only
I remember, honestly, in youth group, when I had a crush on a boy, we TP'd his house.
What?
5 months is a very short amount. That
Being relatable.
changes. I think I was under the assumption that maybe I must have missed it. I was under the assumption that
I thought they were like childhood friends or something.
childhood friends,
Yeah.
because she just says a male friend has had this male friend for a while. So she
5 months.
So OP and this girl have been together for 2 years. She's only known this friend for 5 months, and she's already going into his house doing stuff.
Not to sell, do not
changes
capture a
things.
mission with
That's
Necros as a
important
teammate. That was
context,
just
'cause
You
wrong.
haven't touched your meatloaf. You just
Yeah.
keep looking at the paper mache that you're making.
Yeah, no, because like I think
It is
you-
wrong.
You might have experienced this type of guy where it's like when you're in a relationship, it's this other guy that like even though you're in a relationship, sometimes that doesn't mean anything to them, and they're like, well, maybe
Yeah.
she'll leave him for me, and like 5 months is compared to a 2-year relationship. This friend, like
Oh
that's
my
a
God.
concern. That's weird.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh gosh, I'm so tired. I think I wanted to fucking finish my Duviri circuit. I cannot finish my Duviri circuit. It is freaking 9 a.m. and I haven't slept yet. I'm so tired. I am so fucking tired. How much left do I even have? I'm not finishing that thing today. I mean, I'm not gonna finish it now. Maybe later. Fuck. Nah, I'm going to sleep. Now that it's 9 a.m. Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to bed. And I shall come back later or tomorrow to play Marvel Rival and Warframe. But until then, for the few person who are watching my stream, thank you very much. It's appreciated. I hope that the Warframe grind while listening to people's bullshit was entertaining. Because it sure the hell entertains me. And I will see you all later. Bye.